Ethereum plunges over 10% in the last 12 hours or so. Things looking a little bit interesting for Ethereum. Should we be panicking? Let's check it out, guys. Well, so we have been in a very interesting pattern for a number of days now. And you can see that we did start to form this pattern here where we've got somewhat of an ascending wedge pattern. Now that's interesting, guys, because we have just taken a big push down and found ourselves a bottom at around $1,500. But what's interesting is in the last 8 hours or so, we've started to push away from this zone, showing me that I think that we are in the shorter space of time going to take at least another revisit up towards around the $1,600 to $1,700 level, which is another push from this level of about 8.7%. And interestingly, this usually would be somewhat heading in a lower direction like this. So it's interesting to see what's exactly playing out right now. You can see each time we're getting higher lows and higher highs being green, which ultimately is theoretically more of a bullish thing than not. So it's very interesting to see if we're maintaining ourselves above $1,500 or above, then we are not likely to take a revisit towards the levels of around $1,300. But the thing is, I think we're going to be pushing up into this zone again. I've talked about this zone previously because of this little consolidation here being an area that we were looking to perhaps sell the market. But we are still remaining much more bullish. And this, I still believe, is somewhat of a bull flag. If we're talking about this being a bull flag and we're bringing this to a potential breakout position, that's not saying that we're not going to potentially have another revisit before pushing down. Then you can see something quite interesting playing out, because the flagpole ultimately would be our target price, and that would bring us around $2,315, which, as you can see, looking back here, we have a nice bit of consolidation zone happening before a push down. So it would look like potentially revisiting somewhere in this kind of vicinity here, which ultimately would see a bit of a challenge, I think, for the Ethereum price. I think if we are getting into here, we're going to see another push back down towards these levels before seeing any more bullish action. But ultimately, things are looking very, very much more positive. If we were to jump out to a daily chart, then we're looking at something a little bit different. You can see this falling wedge pattern here, which ultimately does more often than not break towards the upside. We do need to see a double bottom coming in, something like this. I could be wrong, guys. It could well come out here and have a break, but in my opinion, I don't think it's quite ready yet. Crypto is still very quiet right now in the markets. I think people are not expecting this to happen. People who are in the markets right now think that we're kind of out of the worst of it. I think another push down towards these levels actually would be slightly healthier for the Ethereum price, and also another opportunity potentially to get in around $1,000. And then I think that's when we would be looking for us to be moving towards the end of the year in a more bullish direction. Ultimately, the price target for this pattern is all the way back up here at this level, and that is looking exciting for Ethereum. If in doubt, guys, zoom out. Things are looking a lot calmer than they were perhaps a few weeks ago, but don't get caught up in this hype. There's pretty much always another chance to jump on. You know, here you can see that there was a massive push towards the upside, and we pretty much revisited that area before eventually climbing to higher highs. I think the whole crypto industry is probably going to have a fairly quiet next few weeks, but this could be a very exciting thing to drive people back into the markets again. This will probably burn a few people, but ultimately this is where I'm seeing crypto heading. Once we break out of here, guys, our next price target will be all the way back up here at around $3,500. That, in my opinion, is not going to happen for quite some time. I think we'll be looking into September perhaps before even seeing that, but I could be wrong, so always go away and do your own research. Very interestingly as well, guys, jumping into the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, typically when Ethereum is performing strongly on this chart, it means crypto in general is having a pretty good time of it. But you can see that we did have this ascending triangle. Ethereum currently is failing to break through at this level, guys, and I think we could potentially see a further push towards the downside, which would indicate that Ethereum sooner rather than later, along with Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market, are about to take a bit of a downside push. I think if we are taking a push up here, then obviously that would show that this was a complete fake out for the Ethereum price. And actually then the bear market might actually be looking at more over than not, but I think in my opinion it's actually more likely than not to have a revisit towards lower levels. So in terms of loading up on Ethereum right now, I'm waiting for opportunities to be able to buy down towards about $1,000 again, then seeing it pushes further back up. Ultimately, we could see, who knows exactly what the future holds for crypto. We have crazy news, etc. We just have to stack the law of averages in our favor. buy when we got the best opportunity to buy lower. Yes, it might drop further, but then we just load up and that drops down our dollar cost average, and that's effectively what it's all about. Ultimately, longer term, Ethereum's going to be worth much more money than it is now. Into September, we've got some big news coming out about Ethereum, which would tie in nicely with another bottom happening around the September time. Guys, if you enjoyed that quick Ethereum update today, then make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Thanks very much for doing that. And if you're new to the channel, you want to learn more about Ethereum, Bitcoin, and other cryptos, then make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all the latest happening. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.